welcome everyone to another Let's Play with the Developers. I'm Rickums and I'm a little bit late. Sorry for the delay, but we're now here. And I want to say hi to everyone. So hi Channelese Plays, hi John, hi Ninja and Mimey. So, okay, Sam Letters should be coming online hopefully soon as well. I did fix that though. Server. Oops. Okay. Oh, you found something, but the horsey. Let's check out. I wondered. So we got horsey and horse. I think this one was Sam Letters one though. I have a feeling that one was Sam Letters one. It is a little bit slower than these. I do wonder though. Because I think I called mine uppercase H. Though I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so where we left off in the last episodes. Where we left off in the last episodes was checking on the things. So here Connor is working on the barracks tower, needing a bunch of racks. Avery is still here at the university, but might need a while still, but she got most of her stone bricks. And the florist is pretty close to finishing. At least we have all the resources already, so things should be going well. We should probably do first thing in the morning in game is check on Connor. Hi Fairwolf, yes, slightly late stream today, but better late than never, right? So Sam Letters joined me in voice already, so I guess he's coming online too. I did to the log. I did fix that already in one of the 1.16 versions, if not both. Maybe does this person have an old version?
Yeah, or maybe you missed one of the patches for one version.
Yeah, maybe I'm missed for porting that forward as well. That is entirely possible.
Porting stuff to like 3 versions.
Yeah, I'm still missing. Today I finished the random pathing pull request, and probably something everyone was waiting for. I did vastly improve the speed for the deconstruction. There was a slight bug in the code that was making it run much more checks than it should have, and it was making it run the resource loading checks even though it doesn't need resources to deconstruct. Only tools, but they are not inside the resource calculation, right? So I did test it with a level 5 guard tower, and really the only time spent was really on deconstructing. So I think that is going to be much better. Hi Lexicon, hi Chef. Yeah, I was a bit late today because I was on a quick animal right demonstration here in Lisbon. Because it is tourist season in Lisbon, they're having bullfights here again.
Oh wow.
So that is...
That was something people did in like 100 years ago. So.
Yeah, so they call it bullfighting light, because the bulls don't get immediately killed. They only get also starved for 2 days and then peaked all over the body with sharp spears, and then they're left to die for 2-3 days and then killed to be eaten. So that's much better than the bullfighting they have in Spain, where they get killed right on the spot.
Yeah, much better.
Much better. And to make it even better, they even remove the sharp horns to make sure that only the bulls really get hurt and not the stupid people on the horses.
Yeah, stupid people on the horses, it's bad.
Did you hear that? I think your horse was found.
No, I think your horse.
I wasn't sure. Did you call yours Horsey?
No, only yours was called Horsey.
Ah, only mine was called Horsey. So that is really Horsey. Oh, that's amazing. Ninja found it in some chunk. That's amazing, Ninja. Did you hear this? You found Horsey.
Did you get it back yet? Oh yeah. Nice.
Very nice. So Minecraft put this somewhere. But we got it back. Thanks a lot, Ninja, for sure.
Ninja is way too nice. He created it for like a future he wants to see implemented or so.
Ninja is just gaining favor points. Then he sends us his list in a week or so.
Or
I also
next time he disagrees with some decision and then it's like, yeah, remember last time when I found Horsey, I didn't want anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that was lost for a month, I would say. From my feeling, I would say a month, but probably less. It's like usually we have this feeling and time passes a bit slower.
Barracks Tower level 3 needs 13 wax. Why do barracks towers need 13 wax?
Unsure.
Guards don't have so much stuff. They need like 1 wax, if even.
Although guards do need space to dump the stuff of the animals, of the monsters they killed.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking 1 is enough, since you got so 1 plus the hut should be fine.
Yeah. I'm going to request some beef. I think you made the beef request wrong. And compost. Because you have to tick deliver what's available on the bottom. It was just before you joined, it was a month ago, so we know it was a bit more than a month even. Ninja wants a Maserati. Oh, unfortunately I can't help with that. I have family working at Porsche, but since you didn't say Porsche, now it's too late to say Porsche as well.
I mean, we could send him one, like 2 centimeters big.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
That would make a nice running gag for sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to check on... Connor is getting those. We got a guard sleeping here on the bridge. So the random pathing I was working on but didn't have the time until today to finish it was that kinda the guards at the moment, they're random pathing. I think I said this already. It puts them like in a range of 7 up and down and 10 back and forth. It tries to find a random position where a guard can stand in, and that means a random position could be on top of a tree or inside a cave too. And the new random pathing is only going to use the Pathfinder, similar to the Forester, for example, to find a position where he can actually walk to, he or she can walk to. So that is going to fix them or any citizen getting stuck on trees or similar in caves. Very likely. A friend of my parents, they have a Maserati, and I only ever heard him complain about it and talking about being at the repair shop for it. It's similar to Ferrari, they say. If you want to drive a Ferrari 5 days a week, you need 5 Ferraris. So we got all of our research finished. That's nice. It is also because we have very high skilled workers. So what can we do? Our archers are not level 3 yet, and we don't have... We have this. 6 blocks of iron. I can do that. I can do that. Let me... here. Dump this. Dump this here quickly too. Then we go to the warehouse. And I would doubt that Maserati is faster than a Porsche, to be honest. Hi, Tinty Tots. Where did I want to go? Iron. Oh, wow. Did you see the amount of iron ingots we have?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, like the visitors also enter into impossible places.
Yeah, they use the same
because they use the same wandering
stuff as
system.
our cards, yeah.
And thanks a lot for the subscription, John. The 4th month already. Oh wow.
4th month.
The 4th month. I think John was our first subscriber. Yes, he was. He was our first subscriber.
Oh.
6. Then we can combat, unlock the combat. We didn't even have the combat academy research.
Yeah, I know. We wanted to build it, but next to research.
So we have this. We can this. We can that. We don't have enough leather. So now do we want the fleeing speed? I think fleeing damage reduction we want, right? So let me get 8 emeralds. 8 emeralds. That we can't do yet. Library level 2 we can do, great. So we have 2 things running and 8 emeralds I wanted. Yeah, I'm not highly into motorsports. My father is really insanely into it. He wakes up on a Sunday at 4 o'clock just to catch Formula 1. And he will wake up at that time just to catch the qualifying of the Formula 1 as well. He watches it all 3. We have a calendar in our kitchen where basically 90% of the calendar are the Grand Prix dates of Formula 1. What did I want here again? Emeralds. No, we don't have enough emeralds. Let me check in the warehouse. I do know that he used to work in Le Mans 24 hours for Porsche. He was a motor engineer at Porsche, working with that. Oh wow, we have 70 in the warehouse. That's nice. Okay, I'll take those. So I'm bad for the stats. What I watch lately is Marbula 1. Has anyone heard of Marbula 1?
No.
Didn't I send you a video yet of Marbula 1? No, I think I only sent Asher 1. It's like
the marbles.
yes, Marbula 1.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of Marbula 1. Anyone who hasn't checked out Marbula 1, they definitely should. The guy who created it is a genius. And you know, it's better for the environment, and it's just as interesting, and you got much more lead changes than in any Formula 1. Yes, the marble racing, I love it. Yes, they bank those extra 3 hours. The hour time they get for the research doesn't apply to a specific one. Everyone loves it as well. Great. I'm under good company, I see. Yes. Now the Marble competition series is now over, but Marbula 1 is about to start relatively soon, as far as I know. So I'm going to be hoping for the Orangers to get the cup again. Who are you guys hoping for this season? Behaving like I've ever watched more than the current season. I want to get more sand and cobblestone though. The green ducks. To be fair, I'm always rooting for the Orangers and Crazy Cat's Eyes. Those two.
Fun. Our barracks towers have more wax than our builders do.
I wanted sand. Normal sand. Wasn't it here? I'm clicking on the wrong one. We have a mob cap. We have a Pokeball here. But this one doesn't have sand. Yeah, there's those ones. Oh, did you see it? It was so close for the Rangers. Only in the last race, the last moment, the Savage Speeders beat them by little. That was very disappointing. Ah, I didn't want to sort. Darn it. We have a lot of a diorite, and this side a bit of cobblestone. Good enough.
I keep having to sort our warehouse like each time I search for something because it doesn't really find it nicely. Not sure why.
It usually works fine, but I do have a feeling that sometimes either there's a sync issue from client to server, or the mark dirty fails because of some reason, or some actions don't engage it.
Oh. Might be as well.
Yeah, it auto places the barracks towers. You don't have to, but you have to build the barracks towers. Like the barrack tower block is automatically placed, but you have to click on it and click build and upgrade manually. And no, I do not follow Formula 1. I only follow Marbula 1. That's the only one I follow. Okay. And welcome Loopy Lurson. Welcome to the stream. Yes, exactly. Okay, I can put those here over here. And I gotta get some wood again in our inventory. You always need some of these. Oh, no problem, Louis. Infelizement, je ne parle pas en français. Point. Le stream est muy bien. Logs. Showing how terrible I am in French. I think always great. And thanks a lot for the for the tier 2 subscription, Mizen, as well. Thanks a lot. We're missing only one follower for 600 now. How do I say it is?
If I unfollow now, it's 2, right?
Hey. How do I say this? I've just it's on my tip of my tongue how sorry in French was.
Je m'appelle?
No. How was sorry in French again?
No idea.
I kinda How was sorry in French?
Oh yeah, pardon.
What does Google Translate tell me? F French. Désolé. Huh. Ah, pardon. Is yeah. Pardon, mes français est vraiment. Yeah, I would really like to learn speaking French. My grandmother comes from Paris, but I learned French at school, but never like really well. Just enough to pass the exams, I would say.
That's
Yes,
how it
my
goes.
lord.
Which is not enough usually. Oh, she started on the mechanic. Does this mean she finished the florist? I think it does. Oh, I just wanted to have some wood with me, because all the time I need some wood to craft something. That's always good to have that with me. Choop choop choop. We gotta go out here. Out here. Is there any way to go? There's no way to get out of here, is there? Oops, there is. There is here. I hadn't seen that yet. Oh, nice. Yoda's little shack is ready. Ouch. And we want to upgrade this right away. And Harrison? Can we hire Harrison for it? I guess we can. Welcome, Harrison. Our florist. I had Spanish in school as well, but it got all consumed by my Portuguese. So I'm able to understand Spanish. I think they should teach more Spanish or Italian in schools instead of French. Not an offense to the...
English.
Oh yeah, they should definitely teach English,
It's
but that,
like priority #1.
but that's they do already. That they do already, right?
Not all.
Not
At least
all.
I know a lot of people from like Spain and France and such.
Ah,
have
yes.
Problems with English.
They have all teach, but it's sometimes the classes are kind of poor. But now what I meant is in
while chatting,
I
sorry
think
for my English and French.
I
It's
think
like
in Germany they should teach Spanish instead of German, because instead of French. Because if you understand French, and that's it. But if you learn Spanish to a certain degree, you're able to get to read an Italian, Spanish, and Portuguese website, basically. It's like 3 languages on an able to survive level.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most spoken language is... I'm not sure if English is the most spoken language. It's the most spoken foreign language. Chinese is the most spoken one, that's for sure. But second, I'm not sure if Spanish is not over. Ciao, ciao, Lupi. I'm not sure if Spanish is not over it. Au revoir. Yeah, Mandarin is the number 1. But I would have guessed Spanish being over English. Because, like, the entirety of Latin America speaks, besides Brazil, basically, speaks Spanish. So that's a lot of people. From watching here and there an anime, the only word I know in Japanese is hi. And the other ones I won't even try pronouncing. I'll understand when someone says them. And those are turned off again. Yeah, for example, that's what I wanted planks for. Those burn nicely. So, I did want to check again on our university. But first I should get some food. I'm going to pass at the restaurant while it's night. Run back to the storage room while no one sees me. Take out some cooked cod and run out again. Ha ha ha.
Do we have our florist built yet?
Yes.
Yeah. 60 poppies.
What did it... the florist doesn't make it on request. It's random.
Yeah, no.
I did...
Yeah.
Do we have any minimum?
Make all on lower levels as well.
Potato. 5 stacks of potato. Let's keep requesting potato here at the restaurant.
Yes,
to get those
sir.
potato levels up again. We need those potatoes.
No one needs potato.
Baked potatoes we need. Baked.
I think baked potatoes are way too OP because I get so much food for just cooking a potato.
I have to say potatoes are a little bit OP. It's I think the only thing you can grow and cook as easily. Because wheat you need 3 for a bread, right? And potato you just cook it and you get 1. Florist? Ah, here. Goes to the florist. Florist. I think we have, yeah, poppy and dandelions. We're going to get for now. So you're complaining about living too far from work. And you're complaining about the lack of compost. Yeah, most spoken by non-native speakers is English. That is pretty sure. Yeah, I need a better way to get to the florist, that is true. But I wanted to check quickly here. Okay, that's going to cost poppies, so we do not have to request any compost anymore. But the compost shortage is a problem. I think we have to buff our composter a little bit. think our composter is a little bit under what he could be doing.
Maybe. How many seeds do we have in our
None.
warehouse? Yeah, maybe he doesn't get enough.
No,
Could be.
what I meant is the cost to create compost. Like the compost bin is consuming too much seeds to make compost.
Yeah, maybe. Also, you usually have like a ton of seeds around, but we only have one wheat field. So you kinda want him to use up a lot of seeds. Otherwise, you got like 2k flying around in the web.
Yeah. But at the I heard that as well of other people already, that the composter plows pretty quickly through the seeds. Probably going to keep my eye open on that.
Yeah.
I'm going to see in the future. Let me drink. Yeah, I think the main reason of why English is the most spoken language is probably the US, if you ask me. It's the US influence on technology was so big that English spread through the internet over the world. That's, I would say, the number one reason English is so much more dominant nowadays. Oops. Which kinda... Yeah, it's a stack of seeds for 6 compost. Or maybe like 48 for 6 compost. So maybe we could... Yeah, it definitely helps spreading. Like, of course, you speak it in Hong Kong to a certain degree, and there are a lot of... I would say probably the biggest one would be India, in terms of like really getting people to speak. But in general, I would say French was maybe a little bit more stronger in getting people to keep speaking it. But I think the number one reason why it's so big nowadays, I would say, is through the US and the US economy imposing it through a technology. But also, of course, it's because it's an easy language to learn for any European language speaker, right? It has a little bit of French, it has a little bit of Germanic, so it kinda, everyone in Europe is kinda easily able to learn it. And probably it's so easy to learn it because of the US, right? Like, English used to have all the complex grammatical rules as German has, which my girlfriend is still traumatized by learning German grammar. But
I mean, most Germans don't do it really well.
I started understanding a lot of German grammar, reading about it as an adult, trying to teach my girlfriend about it. That's when I started understanding most of it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yes.
Yeah, most stuff you just like remembered how it's supposed to be done, but not why. And
Yes, exactly. It's like this. And
do
why
it
do I
as a
use this
spy.
case here? It's because it's indirect object. What's an indirect object? Like, ask a German what's an indirect object, and most Germans won't be able to identify it in a sentence,
no
even though they will use the right case for it.
Einheimig. No idea.
See? So English had all those difficult things as well. But because of the US, where the like all the Germans, Italians, Irish, etc. were in the US together, chose the English language then, that kind of forced the language to be simpler. You have a similar phenomenon in Brazil, for example. Brazil, it was also very diverse set of people setting there. Also simplify the Portuguese language by a good degree as well. Yes, you learn so much about your own language. It's incredible. I've learned what an adverb is in my Portuguese classes again. I always was like, what was an adverb again? But I think it's also, I don't know why, but I have the feeling that a lot of teachers are not good at what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree. Especially language teachers.
And welcome, Ectoproked, our newest follower. Yes. 600. Is it 600 or did someone unfollow in between? It doesn't.
Someone unfollowed because I mentioned it.
I wondered if the French guy was like, this German guy, I don't like him.
German guy trying to speak French, terrible, just terrible.
He was like, language lessons, school outside of school, not with me. Yes, we're at 598 again.
98. God damn it.
Yes. Oh wow. 10 tier 1 sub gifts. Thanks a lot, Ferrowolf, for all these sub gifts. Highly appreciated your help in growing this channel. We now have 599. The counter updated now. So I do guess the French guy was like, no, I don't like this German guy. Here.
There we go. Oxyhydrate.
Let me check on the builders again.
I can help
Fortune
you with that.
is hungry. She got everything she needs for the mechanic, level 1. I completely forgot where I placed that one. So he's needing diorite stairs. I guess I didn't teach diorite stairs yet to the stone crafter. Let's do that here first.
You could also craft them diorite stairs, that's faster.
No, but we want the cheaper recipes. Some letters. Teach diorite stairs. Done. And diorite slabs as well. Teach diorite slabs. There we go. So she got everything for the mechanic. Avery still diorite wall while I'm on it. Great. The cake and pumpkin pie is the best compost thing. Like, you sometimes ask yourself, Vanilla, you really have a die for gameplay decisions, right? A dice. It's
Well, it
like
could explain a lot of stuff.
I really can't imagine them sitting in a room around a chair making decisions and saying like, yeah, that sounds good. I can't imagine this. I can't. I just can't. Like how I couldn't imagine anyone saying to this like, yeah, that sounds great. Good idea, Jeff. Like, no. So either it's gameplay dice, or it's like Orion's latest pull request reviews. Approved.
Proved. Done by like when he approves like four PRs in the same minute. You know how much time he spent.
Oh, when I sent him a PR and he writes me 30 seconds later approved via message.
Yeah, it's like, don't bother me with it.
At least, if anything of it is shit in the request system, we can tell him he approved it.
Yeah. Be like, damn it.
But yeah, I can't really imagine them really sitting there and improving those things. I think either it's like a random person like coding, like the person that codes it makes the decisions, and I could imagine them really having like no organization or so. It's like, what do you want to work on? It's like, I want to make pandas. How do you want to make them? That's my decision. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't you want to tie them into our gameplay? No. Okay.
Maybe they only have like 3 people working on the game, and everyone else is tasked with how to do work or how to get more money and such.
Yeah.
Would explain stuff as well.
The rest of the people are trying to balance Realms servers.
Yeah.
You would have guessed that they would try to improve Minecraft's performance because they are hosting Realm servers, and bad performing Realm servers are bad for their pocket, right? Like if they need twice the computing power for a 10-slot Minecraft server that costs them more money, you would think.
Yeah, but they don't set that into relation.
Yeah,
They
they're
just
probably
see,
like,
oh, more demand, we need more servers. That's all they see. So yeah.
yeah, but that can only mean that they have economists doing computer scientist work, and that never goes right.
If it's like any big company does that.
Yeah. However, I remember, and that is probably one of the most useful things a computer science teacher told us in class. And he said, one of the most important tasks you as a computer scientist have is saying no to your boss. Like at the university I studied, a bunch of the profs were like super high position coders at some big companies before becoming going into academia. And he said like he worked at a bank project, and so the boss wanted like a web page for the investors, right? So that had to be something good. So the economists came up with a nice feature set they want. So then they came up with the feature set, and then they coded it. So quick spoiler alert, that was before asynchronous website loading. So they finished the website that was in Java, and the loading time of the website was 1 minute and 8 seconds. So they were like 1 minute and 8 seconds. So they were like, okay, that must be a language problem. So they hired some super fancy Java pro, and he gave a whole overhaul to the application, and it needed 1 minute and 9 seconds. 1 second more, because probably he fixed a lot of super hacky stuff they did. And that's more or less when the prof came into the project, and he said like, so he went there, and then he just told them to scrap features. So let's see, what costs so much? Is this important? No, scrap it. And then it was like, okay, where does the main load comes from? And then the main load, there was like something really stupid. It was like, to get the actual data of the stock of something stupid, I think it was of some specific stocks, it went somewhere else, to a server somewhere else, which had like some database with a lot of locking and not a lot of indexes probably, and that only took 45 seconds of the entire website loading. So they added caches, etc., right? But in the end, it was a lot about reducing the feature set and reducing how updated the data is. And if it's not 100% updated, maybe show a disclaimer that it's not 100% updated, but it's still better than needing a long loading time, right?
Yeah, it's better to have some features which are important than like a ton of useless ones.
So, and that's also like, we know there's a ton of features people are wanting and etc., but a lot of the features are like not feasible right now. And if we made those features, we would lag as horrible as Minecraft entities. But like on that server, like how many people do we have online at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
15.
Like 15, 16 people.
You can
so
do slash list and then show.
Slash list. It's 15. So that's 15 players online. Let's say the average colony has 50 people of the people online. Let's say there are 10 colonies because some people are playing together. That's 500 entities loaded. That's a lot, even for compared to the amount of vanilla entities we have loaded. So if they were even close as laggy as vanilla entities, that server would be almost unplayable. And even without performance, it is almost unplayable already, right? And that's not...
Yeah.
Performance doesn't improve anything of Minecolonies, basically.
No, it doesn't.
So a lot of the features, like for example, people were wanting for a long time the features we wanted for the builder to pre-request things. But at that moment, we didn't have the necessary feature sets to make that work. And then, if we had done that, that would then have had very strong consequences. So sometimes certain features we only implement later because we have the feature set for it. Like we're saying, we can like have a certain level of simulation for the request system, which would be amazing. But if we did that right now, that alone would take down your server. So we prefer like, okay, let's multi-thread one day the request system first, and then we can add simulation, right? There are certain things that depend on each other. I'm going to store that here. Going to keep one here. I can mine this. "2000s websites. We want to brand our size, and I want it animated." Oh, I just remembered that prof also told us about like he told us some terrifying stories, right? Like how the entire European electricity net was almost offline for several days because of some shit some company did. Like Siemens did something to their software, so that like they wanted to do some analytics, so they had like softwares do like kind of like a broadcast for discovery, right? So that every of their servers gets that and responds. But since they have like so much stuff in infrastructure, that broadcast almost brought down the European electricity net. Or another time where a developer thought, so when the electricity level, the amount of electricity produced is too high, then the solar panel is going to turn off automatically, so that it doesn't, that the net doesn't overcharge, right?
Yeah.
The problem is that if the level goes over the limit, and at the same time all solar panels turn off, it falls very quickly way under the limit it's supposed to be.
At the same time.
Yes.
Who does that?
There was not a randomizer to like, okay, it's over it, so let's wait a random amount of time, and if it's still the problem, then we turn it off, like a sane developer would do it. No, it's over the limit, we turn it off.
Just turn one off any X seconds or so.
No, but they're independent. They're independent.
Turn one off and check.
They're independent. You can't turn them off separately. Each solar panel does their own decision.
Oh.
That's why you need a randomizer.
You've got some random generator, yes.
So
it does
that all like
they can reevaluate.
When that was discovered, that caused an emergency patch being sent to all the solar panels, because that would have definitely brought down the European net with the right circumstances.
Oh, we got too much. Suck.
Yes.
All offline. Oh.
And then like if everything goes offline, it needs like quite some time to get it online again, right?
Yeah.
And he had very interesting stories. Like I said, once in Germany, they wanted to make a nice police system, right? So they wanted a system that is similar to in the US, such that the police in all the German states has a board computer, and then they put in a license plate and can immediately find out if the car was stolen or not in some state in Germany. So the government put out a project for that, but then they made a very big mistake. They asked the police what they wanted. So German has like a federal system, kind of like the US, so that each state has kind of very independent decisions, which caused a lot of mess, especially in the Corona times as well. And that kind of led to the state saying, you see, each state, because of their unique dialects, etc., they have different ways to refer to certain cars and motor vehicles, right?
Oh.
So instead of saying, okay, we have to compromise, we have to find one way for everyone and we have to go in this direction, they were like, okay, we're going to add a database, and for every call for something, we have to ask that database to translate of the different descriptions in the different states, for the different states, right? And then, like, and each police state, etc., had additional ideas, etc., of similar stupid idea things they wanted. Yeah, it would be like one marking it as a car and the other one as an automobile, right? So that ended, and in the end, that project cost like 100 million euros and never led to anything because the final result was unusable. Because you don't ask people what they want. They're going to have unreasonable requests. You're not going to be able to fulfill.
Listen to what they want.
You can ask them, yes, you can ask them, but you shouldn't always listen.
And maybe find something and use it, and then tell them afterwards, yeah, you aren't getting what you want, by the way.
Year 5 into an upgrade program. Yeah, there's so many amazing examples. But the examples of this are not only... The examples of this are not only in public services. Like, it seems like I'm bashing public service. No, companies are just as bad as public services. I'm not going to name the company because I'm not allowed to, but I used to work at a very big, very big German company that had put a multi-million-dollar project out that was supposed to do a huge part of their internal processes, right? So... And then they were like, so this is going to be a huge and expensive project. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the base foundation of the project coded in India by all these developers that are rejected by Microsoft, Apple, and Google. So out of a 4-year project became a 15-year-old project. I'm not sure if it's finished by now. I have to replace that missing door, yes. I'm not sure if that project is finished now, 5 years later. I know that 2 years later, I met the people and asked how it's going. They said, same shit, same story. Basically, that the foundation was so messed up that all the developers that were working on it in Germany were unable to do the stuff they needed to with it and had to basically rework it. But instead of building something good from scratch, the company insisted on hiring more and more people to fix the project, right? Like, no, okay, this didn't work. Let's get, like, a bunch of specialists and let's try them to get this done. And from scratch.
No, they need to fix the old broken stuff.
No, they spent tens of millions of euros on getting the project fixed. Yes. And that is not only bad because it's like a lot of wasted money, but all the developers that were in this project, you could see that they were like so tired of this project because it was so broken. No, why? Yes, why? But that is a. I think there is a name for this. It's like kind of fallacy, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I think there's a name for this. It's sunk cost fallacy. That's the name of it.
Oh yeah.
It's a sunk cost fallacy. It's like you have invested so much money into it or time,
But you have to invest more.
so that the only solution to fix it is investing more. Sip, sip, sip. So
I mean, it sounds better as well when you tell others, yeah, our project is a bit more complex, we need money and more people.
yes,
Instead of telling them, yeah, our project took all the money and failed.
yeah, it is. That's kind of a management problem as well. Management is more likely willing to invest money to improve an existing project than trying to build a new one,
Yeah.
which does cause a lot of problems, right? To jump.
Should just pretend to continue the old project and make a new one. Yeah, we're working on it still.
We're working on it. We're working on it. Yeah.
And just name the new project same as old project. Managers won't know.
You don't tell them. Yeah, it's like that project. Yes.
Yeah, it's running,
Actually, it's
going
going great. Actually, it's going great.
And the only thing you kept is the name.
Then you call it. Why is it 2.0? It's because it's better. It's because it's
Works
so
with
improved
management.
now that we called it 2.0. That's why. Term. Okay, you're feeding the stuff here.
Yeah.
Choop, choop, choop.
Making stone bricks so our university finally gets its stuff. It's basically all I've been doing this stream. Is getting university resources, and it's still not done.
Just sending quickly the mod pack to a Patreon. So then, yes, our colony is like really automizing, right? There's not a lot of stuff to do anymore, and we can just basically do a lot of chatting and checking out things. Good night, Greg. See you around.
Or we do stuff ourselves, so it doesn't take forever.
Yeah, but a bunch of things like the mechanic got all the resources delivered in a few minutes, right? For the mechanic building. Which I'm still unsure where I placed it.
And our university is going on for, not sure, 2 weeks now?
Nah, the university is not going on. It's, I think, 4 episodes now.
No, we started the university level for earlier.
No,
It
no.
was
I hadn't started it on purpose. Ah, the mechanist is up here. Found the mechanist. Not east. It's south. I thought it was east too, but it's south. We're going to have to move another wall that goes over here. I want to check out our recipes here though. Didn't we get any better recipes by now? No. Disappointing. Very disappointing. Although I'm not sure because there is a bug in that recipe improvement code. Not in the recipe improvement code though. In the recipe querying code there is a bug. Raiders? Raiders? Where?
Not our colony.
Not our colony. Okay, great.
Guess about Patriot colonies.
What happened here? Someone is still doing botania here. Is that you?
I put some coal on it so it generates some mana because we can exchange flowers there.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, flowers that needed.
Feeding furnaces. Let me see if that stone recipe is fixed now. Apparently. Hi Ninja, how are you doing? Watching around. I did want to check. Those baked potatoes are reminding me to check on our cook if he has filled up with some nice baked potatoes now. Because he should have. Yes, 359 baked potatoes. That sounds like some good news. Put away this nasty fish. Get a stack of baked potatoes. That's what I want to see. Good work, Benedict.
Yes, sir.
Adaptability and knowledge. 27 and 21. Not so bad. You're bringing presents, Ninja? Presents. I love presents. What you bringing? More baked potatoes? Yes, more baked potatoes. So much baked potatoes. All the baked potatoes we can eat. Oops, not netherrack.
First you get horsey from him, now you get baked potatoes from him. It's getting dangerous.
Thanks a lot. I'm getting worried about the size of the request that's going to come in. Okay, what does Mahu Tsukai does?
It's a new sorcerer mod, wizard mod kind of stuff.
A new magic mod?
Yeah.
What does it do?
It has some fancy looking spells like barriers and such you can place. I didn't test myself.
It's so OP that if you turn off explosion grieving, a user could destroy an entire colony. Oh, so
like the typical magic mod.
I guess a magic mod it is. So, number one usage of magic mods is finding ways how to circumvent anti-grieving systems. Which is also a reason why we started going to making more Patreon-only mod packs. In Patreon server packs, I mean. Because
so you don't have problems like spawn being grieved and
because the amount of time we have to spend on fixing spawn, and then like we can't add mod B AEC because of possible grieving, etc. It's really annoying. And on a Patreon server people are usually decent to each other.
yeah, we don't need nearly as much for our Patreon servers.
Plus the cleanup we have to do on the server if some 13-year-old kid decides to build phallus symbols all over the colony.
Yeah.
True story.
Really?
True story. All over it. One day a Patreon told me, I think you might want to check this out. I was like, what is it? Check out this colony here. And I was like, what did this person do? And then it was like spreading all over the place, like, why? Why? Yes, why? Come on, don't you have anything else to do? I know that the answer is no, but get something else to do. Read a book. Educate yourself.
Do anything else?
Anything. To be fair, I think the read a book thing is kinda outdated. I think if a person reads a book or plays a video game, like reads a book in terms of like a Harry Potter book or something like this, I don't think that there is any difference between the two of them. But like, they're games that you're playing are much more adding much more to your life and to your person than reading Harry Potter.
You get, but for reading you get some like other kind of skills. Like you get to know language, for example, better.
No.
Because you are reading whole sentences and such.
I am the perfect example how reading doesn't do anything. Anything. I used to read around, I would say, 2,000 pages per week. Until the age of around 14. I used to go to the public library once a week and get like 4 big books.
Yeah.
I read everything. I read Harry Potter multiple times, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, ton of different crime novels, fantasy novels, everything. And I was the person at school with the worst spelling of all the people. I got horrible grades in German classes because I made so many mistakes. So many mistakes.
I got horrible grades because I criticized my teachers and they didn't like that kind of.
Yeah, that was in Abitur.
Can't sense it at all.
In Abitur, I got bad grades because of having different opinions about things than our teacher. That
it's like, can't we do that differently? Like, isn't that easier if we do it this way? And you got, then he hates you.
However, I got a lot of bad grades because my teachers weren't able to read what I wrote. In German, we would say I have a Sauklaue. I once got like 5 of 10 points. And I think the teacher was being generous because the rest was really good. Because he wasn't able to read half of a page at all. I've never read any Perry... I'm really bad with names. So you would have to tell me book names instead of author names. So yeah. So I don't believe in this thing of reading a lot makes you better in this, because to be better in this you have to be reading carefully, right? And I think
at least you get to know some more words you usually wouldn't.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you read a Harry Potter or something like that, I don't think that you learn any additional words. And maybe if you read Lord of the Rings, you learn a few medieval words additionally, but nothing that is kinda useful in any way. Ah, German
I
science
think
fiction
it
series?
helps you
No.
quite a bit with reading texts.
Yes, it's definitely quality over quantity. But that's why I'm saying that if you read books, I think reading more complex books is better because you're going to have to read slower to understand it. Like all the last books I've read so far were things like Thinking Fast and Slow, then another one about different philosophy in terms of there is no good and bad. Philosophic books mainly. I read a little bit of Marx as well. But yes, in general, those books you're going to read slower to incorporate the things. Ah, The Art of War I read as well lately. Those are things you have to read slower, and I think you're going to be able to get really like sentence structures and really in these kinds of things. Like easy reading books like, I'm going to say again, Harry Potter. I think you can read them without reading half of the words.
Yeah, you can skip over it, but I mean, it's kind of a skill you acquire as well.
That's not Minecolonies achievement. Oh, yay! What did you say? Sorry.
I was saying that kind of skipping over it, but still getting the
The meaning,
main
exactly.
essence is kind of a skill as well.
And you have... That's one skill I have acquired, you can say.
Yeah.
That is one skill I really have acquired. I do
It's
read
like you
Portuguese
can
texts
skip a lot
quicker
of
than
stuff
my
and still get the main
girlfriend.
stuff.
And she's native Portuguese speaking. But that's the only skill. But for that I wouldn't have had to read so much. While of course it depends on like I'm saying, it depends on the books and it depends on the video games. I don't think that playing Fortnite or Unreal Tournament or Counter-Strike or anything like this gives you any positive benefits. I think there are some benefits and there are some drawbacks. I think they're pretty neutral, but they're not really adding anything. While I think Minecraft or strategy games, etc., are much more interesting in this regard. And of course, all of it is still better than watching television. Television really doesn't add anything at all.
It's like the worst you can do.
Yeah, like okay, like there's a lot of interesting stuff on YouTube in terms of educate scientific stuff, etc.
It's like not watching film,
but
the normal television in general is.
But television, like even stuff that is supposed to be kinda scientific on the television is just horrendous. Like I remember, like you see, like their channel, there's like History Channel X, and you're like, oh, History Channel, that must be educative. And then they're like, are aliens real? And you're like, what happened to this village? Tune in after the advertisement to find out what happened to this village. Were they bitten by alien species? Were they? Might they've been? So that's like
so much time just watching advertisements. It's stupid.
Oh, I remember the good old days when I was a kid. In Germany, we had the Sky we had in Germany was called Premiere. Don't know if you know it.
Yeah, I know.
And
Never had it, so.
and back then, it was without advertisement.
Mhm.
So there was quick advertisement between the episodes, but it was only about other series that are going to be today, tomorrow, or movies, and relatively quickly. And that's what I used to watch when I was a kid. So that was relatively lucky in terms of very low advertisement.
Yeah, we just learned to switch channels. Oh, advertisement switches channel.
So that's when they got bought by Sky, and then the no advertisement part went away. Now you have pay TV.
Great.
You even have to
Pay
watch
monthly
advertisement
and you
on.
get advertisements.
Yeah, it's like.
It's like double loss.
But I think those are like Sky, etc. I think the only reason they're still making money is because of soccer, sports
Yeah,
in
but
general.
even there they got. I know Sky has problems since Netflix came up.
Yeah, they're all having.
They can't even afford to have all the games anymore and only have like I
Yeah,
think half of them at all. So even
yeah. A
those
lot of
people
online
who
streaming
only
services
use
are
it for
taking over there
soccer
too. Definitely.
kinda are missing stuff.
Although we always have to say, as far as I know, Netflix isn't making money either, right?
Don't think so.
As far as I know, they're still like in the we are a startup, we don't have to make money phase.
Yeah.
Like, we just have to get big enough to not be able to fail anymore.
I mean, there's some truth to it. If you get big enough, you can just ask like the state for money. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea of most of those companies. What do you think? Is to reach the too big to fail status,
Yeah.
and then you're going to be nothing's going to happen. You're going to get money for it anyway.
Yeah.
And then at
you
that,
have to complain to the.
I mean, when you're not making any profit, you don't have to make. You're not making profit. You're not having to pay taxes, right? That's a good thing for the company, not for the society or anything, but for the company.
For the company.
Even though you're making billions and growing enormously, no, not making any profit. Don't have to pay any taxes. Yeah. So let's check here.
If you say so.
Lime carpet.
Yes.
We need lime carpet again.
We should have some.
We should.
I made some extra last time.
Are you looking for lime? It's because all the level 5 citizen had needed, so that might have been gone already too. What you got to there, Connor? Are you looking for it?
We got 9 lime carpet and 14 lime wool.
Yeah, but we need 32 lime carpet.
That should work if you turn the wool into carpet.
Okay. Lime carpet.
Oh, no way.
I taught our Fletcher that now. The request went away. At least. So what is it saying?
If you say so.
Yes. Nope. 32 lime carpet are 22 wool, apparently.
Yeah, we got 14 wool and 9 carpets.
Yeah, but partial request resolving doesn't work with the warehouse and the crafters.
What? You don't even have that, goddammit. What? I thought it was very refined yet.
No, the problem is that then the warehouse becomes the parent of that request. And that creates a lot of corner cases you don't want to solve. You really don't want to solve those. I tried. Give me that beef. Yes, 10 beef in the warehouse, getting delivered. We're getting somewhere with all our beef requests. How much leather do we have in the warehouse? Talking about that. Requesting that too. Doom. So I think we are ready for the end of the episode again. It's getting fairly late, and I wanted to do some branch merging yet, which I'm psyched about, as you can imagine. I hope you guys enjoyed our episode today. It was around an hour and a half. We started a bit late. I hope you still enjoyed it. Thanks everyone, as always, for joining in the chat with us. Thanks Sam Letters for joining in as well.
Oh, welcome.
We are going to be online tomorrow, as always, again for another stream. If you want to support our channel, don't forget to hit the follow button to get updated about all our streams. And if you want to really support us, you can become a subscriber or a Patreon and get some nice Patreon and sub perks. I hope you enjoyed the video today again. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Good night, everyone. See you around.